Hey everyone, and welcome to Tech in Budget. Today, we're going deep into a secret menu known as Developer Options. This hidden cockpit gives you total control over your phone or tablet's performance. And in this first part, I'm showing you the secret handshake to unlock it for any Android device. Let's get straight to it. First, open your system settings. You can find the gear icon in your app drawer or by pulling down your notification shade. Once you're in, scroll all the way to the very bottom. Regardless of your brand, you're looking for the About Phone or About Tablet section. Go ahead and tap that to open your device's technical identity. Inside this menu, look for Software Information. Now, find the build number. This is the magic key. Tap on that build number 7 times rapidly. You'll see a small countdown appearing at the bottom of your screen. Keep tapping until your device asks for your lock screen PIN, pattern, or password. Enter your security code to confirm. Immediately, you'll see a toast notification saying, Developer mode has been turned on. Now I am going to switch my screen to landscape view to give you guys a better view of my Android phone screen. Go to your home menu and then click on the main settings menu. Scroll to the bottom again, and you'll see a brand new option that wasn't there before, Developer Options. You've just unlocked a massive array of tools to boost your speed and customize your experience, where we start tweaking these settings for maximum performance. We are diving straight into the powerhouse settings at the very top of your Developer Options menu. And trust me, these are game changers for understanding how your phone actually breathes. Starting off right at the top, we have memory. And this isn't just a static number. Clicking in here gives you a real-time, rolling average of your RAM usage over the last 3, 6, or 12 hours. This is the first place you should look if your phone feels laggy because it shows you exactly how much green space you have left and which heavy-hitting apps are eating up your performance. If you're a real performance geek, you'll see that memory usage profiling toggle. Turning this on allows the system to gather even more granular data on how apps request and release memory, which is vital for diagnosing memory leaks that slow your phone down over time. Moving down to bug reports, this is basically your phone's black box recorder. If your device is acting possessed or crashing constantly, generating an interactive report here creates a massive file of system logs that you can send to a developer to find the exact line of code that's failing. Next up is the desktop backup password. This is a niche but critical security layer for anyone using ADB or PC-based backup tools, ensuring that your full device clones are encrypted so no one can just scrape your data from a laptop. Now, for my fellow creators, the stay awake toggle is a literal lifesaver. Switch this on, and your screen will stay at full brightness as long as you're plugged into a charger, perfect for monitoring long uploads, renders, or keeping your notes visible while recording. We then move into the Bluetooth section with the Stack Log and HCI Snoop Log. These are essentially diagnostic tools for your wireless world, capturing every single packet of data moving between your phone and your headphones. If you're dealing with weird audio cutouts or laggy controller inputs, these logs tell the story of what's actually happening in the airwaves. But the real command center of this menu is running services. Think of this as the task manager for your Android. This shows you every single background process currently alive in your RAM, from system-level NOC security to those sneaky meta services. This is where you come to find the vampire apps that are draining your battery in the dark, and you can manually stop them to reclaim your speed. For the visual purists out there, Picture Color Mode lets you force the sRGB color space. If your screen's default vivid mode feels too fake or saturated, sRGB gives you the natural, color-accurate look that professionals use for photo editing. We also see WebView implementation and DevTools. These control the engine that apps use to display web content. Unless you're a developer testing a specific browser build, it's best to let the system handle this. Auto-update system is another big one for power users. If you like to read reviews before a new OS update hits to make sure it doesn't break your root or your favorite apps, toggle this OFF so your phone doesn't ninja install an update while you're sleeping. Demo mode is a classic for clean screenshots. instantly forcing your status bar to show a full battery and 0 notifications for that professional, clean look. Finally, we have the Quick Settings Developer Tiles, which is one of my favorite secret features. This lets you add pro-level switches like sensors off or show taps directly into your notification shade so you can toggle them without digging back into this menu every time. These top-tier settings are all about taking back control from the manufacturer and making your Android work exactly how you want it to, so let's get into how to optimize them for the best budget performance possible. Alright fam. We are now going deep under the hood of your Android device, specifically looking at the debugging section where the real power user magic happens. Right at the start of the menu, we have USB debugging. This is the absolute gateway for the channel. If you want to use ADB commands, debloat your phone, or install custom ROMs, this must be toggled on so your PC can communicate with your phone's core system. Just below that is revoke USB debugging authorizations, which is a great security reset if you connected to a public PC and want to wipe those permissions. Now, look at 3GPP-AT commands. This is a very niche cellular diagnostic tool you'll likely leave off, but right next to it is wireless debugging. This is a total game changer for 2026. It lets you run those same ADB commands over your local Wi-Fi without needing a cable. We also see disable ADB authorization timeout. Normally, Android forgets your PC's permission after 7 days for security, but toggling this on keeps that connection remembered indefinitely. Scrolling down, we hit Bug Report shortcut, which adds a quick access button to your power menu, essential if you're a developer trying to catch a system crash in the act. Then we have Enable Verbose Vendor Logging, which records every tiny move the hardware makes. And Enable View Attribute Inspection, which lets you see how app layouts are rendered. Moving into the submenus, you see Select Debug App and Wait for Debugger, which are vital if you're actually building apps and need to pause them for inspection. We also have Verify Apps over USB, which is an extra layer of security that scans code sent from your PC for harmful behavior. Now, pay attention to logger buffer sizes. You can see in the video it's set to 4 M per log buffer. Increasing this can sometimes help with performance logs, but 4 M is a solid sweet spot for most users. Below that is Samsung Verbose Debug Logging, a specific tool for your DirectX and Galaxy setup to track Samsung-specific background processes. Next, we dive into feature flags. This is basically a lab for experimental Android features that haven't rolled out to everyone yet. Then we hit the graphics driver section. Notice how we're scrolling through apps like Adobe Express, CapCut, and ChatGPT. Here, you can manually force specific apps to use different drivers to potentially boost FPS or fix glitches. We've also got the Show Refresh Rate toggle, which puts that real-time HZ counter in your corner, perfect for proving your screen is actually hitting its max speed. Then we see Show HDR-SDR ratio and Allow screen overlays on settings, followed by Allow Mock Modem, which is for simulating cellular environments. We even caught a glimpse of ARICORE settings for those of you using AI-heavy features on your device. Finally, we reach the System Tracing menu at the very end. This is the ultimate diagnostic black box. By enabling Record Trace, you can capture detailed hardware activity into a file. You can adjust the CPU buffer size, enable long traces, and set a maximum trace size of up to 10 GB to ensure you don't miss a single millisecond of data when troubleshooting lag. These are the tools that let you truly own your tech. We are moving into the networking section, and this is where we optimize how your phone talks to the world. First up is Wireless Display Certification, which unlocks advanced settings for screen mirroring, followed by Enable Wi-Fi Verbose Logging. This is a must-have because it shows the exact signal strength, RSSI, for every network in your Wi-Fi picker, helping you find the fastest spot in the room. If you're struggling with connection drops, Wi-Fi Safe Mode prioritizes stability over raw speed, while Wi-Fi scan throttling should be kept on to reduce battery drain and stop your phone from constantly hunting for signals. For the privacy-conscious, Wi-Fi non-persistent MAC randomization ensures your device's identity changes every time you connect, making it much harder for public networks to track you. One of my favorite speed hacks is mobile data always active. Keep this on so your phone stays connected to cellular even when you're on Wi-Fi, allowing for a near-instant handoff if your Wi-Fi dips. We also see tethering hardware acceleration, which uses dedicated hardware to keep your hotspot running fast and cool. If you're on a tight data plan, the network download rate limit is a lifesaver, allowing you to cap your speed so background apps don't eat your allowance. Under default USB configuration, you can set your phone to automatically start USB tethering or file transfer the second you plug it in, no more manual switching. Moving down, we have niche tools like show Bluetooth devices without names and disable absolute volume, which is the go-to fix if your Bluetooth headphones are either too quiet or way too loud. If you're having lag with your wireless buds, toggling turn off A2DP hardware offload or adjusting the Bluetooth AV-RCP version can solve those sync issues. For the audiophiles, the Bluetooth audio codec and sample rate menus are where you can force high bitrate audio like LDAC, provided your hardware supports it. We even see the Bluetooth map and PBAP versions for car kit compatibility, and NFC-NCI unfiltered logs for communication testing. Finally, we finish with turn-off video ringback tones and IMSTS32 profile enable, which handle how your phone manages advanced calling features. These networking and input tweaks are the key to a lag-free, secure Android experience. Alright guys. Now we are moving into the input section. And if you're a content creator or just want to see how your screen is reacting, these next few toggles are essential. First, we have show taps, and notice as I toggle it on. A small white circle follows every touch. This is the secret to making clear tutorials where your audience can see exactly where you're clicking. Right below it is pointer location. When I turn this on, look at the top of the screen, it's tracking the exact X and Y coordinates of my finger and drawing a persistent blue line to show the path of my touch. This is the ultimate tool for testing for dead spots on your glass or checking if your screen protector is affecting sensitivity. We also see options to show key presses for physical buttons and show touchpad input, which are vital for debugging specialized hardware. Now, we dive into the drawing section to really change how your Android looks and feels. Check out Show Surface Updates. When I toggle this, the screen flashes pink every time a window refreshes. It's a bit of a headache, but it's how developers hunt down apps that are over-refreshing and killing your battery. Then we hit Show Layout Bounds, which draws blue boxes around every icon, margin, and button on your screen, revealing the skeleton of your UI, perfect for seeing how an app is actually constructed. If you need a total change of perspective, Force RTL Layout Direction will mirror your entire screen from right to left. Finally, we reach the legendary speed hacks of Android: window animation scale, transition animation scale, and animator duration scale. These are all set to 1x by default, but if you drop them down to 5x as I'm doing now, your phone will feel twice as fast because every menu and window will snap open instantly instead of slowly sliding. We can even simulate secondary displays to see how our content looks on 480p or 720p resolutions, or adjust the minimum width to get that tablet feel on a smaller phone screen. These are the expert tweaks that take a budget device and make it feel like a flagship powerhouse. So, now we are diving into the high-performance zone of the developer menu, starting with hardware-accelerated rendering. First, we see Show View Updates. Notice as I toggle it, the screen flashes red whenever a window is redrawn, which is how we track real-time UI activity. Below that is Show Hardware Layers Updates, which flashes green when those high-speed layers refresh. Now, look at Debug GPU Overdraw. Opening this gives you a heat map of your screen to see if your GPU is wasting power drawing pixels on top of each other. We also have Debug Non-Rectangular Clip Operations for testing complex UI shapes. For the night owls, Force Dark Mode is a legendary tech-in-budget hack. It forces a dark theme on every single app, even if they don't officially support it. Then we have Force for XMSA, gamers. Turn this on to get much smoother, sharper edges in your high-end games. Though keep an eye on your battery. If you're seeing lag, disable HW overlays can sometimes smooth things out by letting the GPU handle all the screen work. We then see Simulate Color Space, which is a great tool for testing how your screen looks for various types of color blindness. Next, we hit the GPU Watch menu. Opening this up gives you a full suite of widgets to monitor your FPS, CPU load, and GPU load in real time while you're gaming. Moving into the media section, we have disabled USB audio routing, which is the first thing you should check if your external headphones or DAC aren't connecting properly. Then we hit media transcoding settings, where you can toggle enable transcoding to let the system handle modern video formats more efficiently. Under media DRM settings, you can force software-based crypto for secure content. Finally, we reach the monitoring section. Strict mode enabled will flash the screen if an app is hogging the main system thread. But look at Profile HWUI rendering by selecting on screen as bars. You get these live performance graphs at the bottom of the screen that show you exactly how hard your graphics processor is working for every single frame. These are the power user secrets to mastering your Android's raw performance. We have reached the next section of the developer options menu. And this is where we take absolute control over how your phone handles apps and multitasking. Starting right at the top of this section, we have Don't Keep Activities. I'm toggling this on now to show you a hardcore performance trick. When this is active, Android will literally destroy every single activity the moment you leave it. It's the most aggressive way to keep your RAM empty, though it means apps will have to reload from scratch every time you open them. Right below is the background process limit. And as I open this menu, you can see the options from standard down to no background processes. If you're on a budget device with low RAM, setting this to at most 2 processes can stop the system from bogging down under the weight of too many background tasks. Next, we dive into Background Check, which gives you a transparent list of exactly which apps are running hidden services even when you aren't using them. Moving down, we see 2 vital troubleshooting tools: Always Show Crash Dialog and Show Background ANRs. Toggling these on ensures that if an app fails, even silently in the background, you get a notification immediately so you can identify the culprit. Behind your battery drain or lag, we also have shown notification channel warnings, which is great for developers to see if an app is sending notifications incorrectly. Now, look at Standby Apps. As I click into this, you see the Systems bucket system where it categorizes apps as active, working, set, or restricted based on how often you use them. This is the brain of Android's battery optimization. Back in the main menu, we hit the legendary power user toggles. Force allow apps on external and force activities to be resizable. Toggling these on allows you to move stubborn apps to your SD card and forces apps like Instagram or games to work in split-screen mode, even if the developers didn't intend it. We then see Enable Freeform Windows and Force Desktop Mode, which are essential if you want to use your phone like a PC, especially with a direct setup like mine. We also have Enable Non-Resizable Multi-Window and Reset Shortcut Manager Rate Limiting. These settings are the final keys to making your Android faster, smarter, and completely customized to your workflow. We are moving into the final technical command centers of the developer menu, starting right with Autofill. This section is the brain of how your phone remembers you. I'm clicking into Logging Level to show you the debug and verbose options. This is exactly where you go if your password manager is acting up, as it reveals the hidden communication between your apps and your vault. Below that, we have max requests per session and max visible datasets. I'm scrolling through these because increasing these numbers is a pro move for anyone with multiple accounts, ensuring your phone doesn't forget your second or third email in the drop-down. If your autofill ever feels laggy or stuck, just hit that Reset to Default Values button. I'm showing you right here how it brings the entire engine back to factory fresh. Moving into storage, we hit the Shared Data menu. This is a massive tech-in-budget secret for clearing out those ghost files that multiple apps are sharing, which is the fastest way to reclaim internal storage without deleting your photos. Now pay attention to the security section, specifically Trust Agents Only Extend Unlocking. This is a critical privacy toggle that ensures your phone stays locked down unless a trusted device is actively nearby. In the location section, we have the GPS support and background data toggles that help you manage your battery life by controlling how often the system pings the satellites. Finally, we reach the input methods section. Wants that extra layer of visual confirmation when typing in sensitive data. These are the under-the-hood tweaks that turn a basic budget experience into a high-security, high-performance powerhouse.